All right, welcome back to another episode of Play the Hits. We've got part 2 of Legend of Zelda 2: Link's Revenge going on here tonight.
I thought we were
how
playing
you doing
Karate
tonight,
Chop
Chris?
Master.
No, every sequel is someone's revenge. You know, Metal Gear Solid 2, Snake's Revenge, Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Revenge. There's probably a couple other, examples out there I can't think of.
Barbie's Horse Adventure 2, Barbie's Revenge.
Oh yeah, so as you can see, there's a long lineage of that.
Of the main character taking. Holy shit, Link's having a bad day.
Okay, sorry. Had to do that for my own amusement. All right, I didn't want to do this, but I can't put it off any longer. Let's go through the Mountain Labyrinth.
Mountain Labyrinth. Hit me with it.
All right, what have you
Why
what
are
have
the
you got,
walls
Chris?
bleeding?
Oh, that's just more of, hey, you know what? At least you're not getting epilepsy from the walls this time.
That's true.
Epilepsy. No, you get a seizure from epilepsy. You don't get an epilepsy from visual cues.
Sure.
Or something. Well, all right. Well, we just got flagged, so
Man, hey, look at that. We've been taken down. That's all
it's not hateful if I'm ignorant. Anyways.
Tell that to
Well, actually,
that's
it
my
is,
third
but-
grade teacher.
Oh God, here we go with this again.
Fuck you, Huck Finn. So, Nick, question of the evening. Dark Souls 3, yay or nay?
That's weird. You didn't say anything about 2.
Well, I already own 2 since you have gifted that to me.
Oh,
but I'm
yes,
noticing
okay.
that 3 is currently on sale on Steam. Blech.
I would say yes. Dark Souls 3 is a direct sequel to Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
Um,
As opposed to
have you
Dark Souls
played-
2, which...
Well, okay, Dark Souls 1 was the spiritual successor to Dark Souls, not canonically related, but
Or
it's
Demon
the
Souls,
perfect
yeah.
dark to its GoldenEye. Yeah, you're right. Dark Souls 2 was like the black sheep because it was in no way related. It was basically just a multiplayer one-off.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
Dark Souls 3 was a canonical sequel to Dark Souls 1. The
Ah.
series basically pretends Dark Souls 2 never happened.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is fine, because Dark Souls 2 is a fun little multiplayer romp. I have no problem with that.
Well, here I was
um,
getting ready to play it single player, so I'm glad you told me that.
Do you not own Dark Souls 1?
No, and I was gonna ask you too. Is the remaster basically just a coat of paint, or did they actually tweak anything that I should be aware of for that?
It has a few things that are tweaked. If you're going to play any version of Dark Souls 1, you might as well play the remastered version.
Okay, cool.
Not necessary reading, but there's some quality of life issues that make it easier to play.
Gotcha. Well,
So yeah,
I ended up
I mean, if
loving
you wanna
Demon
play-
Souls. I ended up loving Demon Souls so much that I'm kind of a Souls kick right now. So only took me 20
But yeah,
years.
to your question, gosh, I think you can pick up the remastered version for like $4 sometimes on Steam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, whenever any of the 3 are on sale, pick them up.
Okay.
They're good times.
I wasn't sure if like 3 totally dropped the ball and like dismantled the legacy, or because I mean it's 5 years old now and it hasn't received a sequel. So
Yeah, right. That's never a good sign, huh? Oh God.
but it seems very critically acclaimed. So oh God, going all in.
All right. Well, we're dead.
At least he died doing what he loved. Jumping
1
with
minute
his
in, and we're
penis
already
out of
at the
monsters.
return of Ganon. All right. Continue.
Wait a minute, this is
Um,
Ganon's revenge.
Okay.
You were right. Hey Nick,
I
quick
guess we're gonna
question.
backtrack.
That girl laying there.
Oh, that's Zelda.
Is she good to go? You know, she down to clown? She ready?
I mean, like, she's not conscious, so I mean,
That ain't gonna stop Link. What do you think?
The worst part is I had something important to say, and now I'm trying to figure out a way out of this rape joke of yours.
He's just a fucking horrible man. You're like on this quest thinking that he has noble intentions. Nah.
I'm sure somewhere out there is a hentai that deals with this.
Probably
Not that
several.
I
In fact, I mean,
know.
this game's what, 30 years old? 30. Is this older than us? No, Zelda 2.
No,
Zelda 1,
no,
1987, right?
no. Now here's one for you. I believe the Sega Genesis is older than the SNES.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I did not know. Like, American-wise or Japan-wise? Because I know Nintendo had a big problem with, like, delayed releases for a while.
I believe Japan-wise. Don't quote me on that. It might even be America-wise.
I remember back in the SNES days where not only did we get the console, like, 2 years after Japan, but games, too. Like, you would see previews for fucking, FF6 or, in English FF3, which was released in 1993, but damn it if you weren't waiting till 94, 95 for that sucker.
Yeah.
Which, given that, a group of college interns at Nintendo HQ could probably translate that in an afternoon today, we've come a long way.
Yeah, back when a translator was a real problem. Not so much nowadays when you can just crowdfund it on Reddit.
Yeah, right. I mean, literally, like, when we played through FF6 on this channel, and by we, I mean me and Max, we used the Ted Woosley Uncensored version, which was a fan translation that kind of married...
Uncensored?
Yeah, well, it basically married the GBA translation with some of the charming Woosleyisms of the SNES version. So, I mean, it says uncensored, but it's not, like, needless profanity. It's basically, like, you get the actual flavor of certain scenes.
So, Crusader is back to being Jihad.
Not sure.
Okay, how about this? Was the Tsar Dragon added back in?
I'm not sure.
Boy, you're really filling me with confidence here on your authority on the subject.
This is play the hits, Nick. Do you think we go, like, super in-depth and complete our games on this channel? Come on. That would require some skill.
Most of the time, I try to. At least on my end.
That's fair.
Life is complicated sometimes. How do I talk to people?
But no, we just did the story, and basically, like, it kind of it did restore a lot of spell names, so it seems like the Crusader one may be a likely candidate. Kefka was a little more menacing when he needed to be. Oh god. Did Link just take that old lady into her shack?
So anyways, but yeah, you're not familiar with, you said Woosleyisms. I have to say, what is your favorite Woosleyism?
From FF6?
Yes.
Son of a Submariner.
That one is also excellent. my go-to is, when you take Cyan and Sabin into the Magitech camp, and they meet General Leo from a distance, and Cyan has that incredible line, "So that's General Leo. He could be my friend if you weren't my enemy."
You weren't my enemy, that's right. Oh god. What else was there? FF6 wasn't quite as rich as FF4 for Woosleyisms, but it had some good ones. Let me think here. I know they gave Cyan, like, the proper British accent, which is kind of weird because he was supposed to be, like, a samurai, right? Yeah,
that was always super confusing.
Yeah. But I think they wanted to make him seem exotic, which, that gets the point across.
I got some sort of, like, samurai, but, like, with a tint of, like, what was that movie, The Last Samurai, with what's his name?
Tom Cruise, yeah.
Yeah, I got kind of like a Last Samurai vibe from it.
The great white samurai who knows how to samurai better than the actual Japanese samurai.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I don't know what other impression I was supposed to get. But...
Yeah. I mean, there's even a Hollywood term for that, the white savior, right? That's been a big trope historically in American cinema. Like, you can go to you can explore these exotic cultures, but only through the lens of the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male, who corrects their barbaric ways.
Sure, but I mean, who were the writers and the directors of those movies back then?
Yes,
I mean,
I understand.
You write what you know.
But, today we have, like take Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4, for instance, right? That was a game completely made by a Western development studio, but you'd never know it because they took the time, did their homework, and made a very, like, authentic Japanese mythology-based game. It was excellent for that reason.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't blame someone for not being woke 30 years ago.
That's exactly right. It doesn't erase the legacy of a lot of these movies and what they contributed, certainly. But it is kind of interesting to look back on it and, like, wonder why we are the way we are as a culture. Holy shit! That guy just fucking hates everything that you are. Jesus, he's the karate chop master.
It's okay,
Look
I
at
got
him.
this under control.
Karate chop master, and I will karate chop you. Karate chop master, karate chop master.
Oh,
Nick, get the hell out of this dungeon. Oh, God. Well, at least we have our episode title.
Yeah, you asked me 2 months ago, by the way, what my favorite kung fu movie was. I totally forgot that a lot of the movies I watched are kung fu movies.
Nice.
Have you ever watched The Kill Squad?
No, I haven't.
Well, when I come down to Bloomington, we're watching Kill Squad.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not excellent. It's horrible.
It's bad. But it's so bad it's good? Or is it just bad? You have to see how bad it is.
I love schlock. I adore schlock. I'll take schlock over Avengers Endgame any day.
Nice. Wait, Avengers Endgame isn't schlock?
Well, it's very polished schlock.
It is very polished.
When I say schlock, I like movies that there's a good chance you're going to see a boom mic in frame.
Oh, okay.
And that the camera will be focused on someone's face 3 seconds before they realize they're shooting. So,
I was gonna say you can criticize Endgame for a lot of things. Being low production value isn't one of them.
Right, and I don't know. Don't get me wrong, quality's great, but there's kind of a point, in my opinion, where something just becomes too polished. Where it's like, okay, well, this is perfect, so therefore it's boring.
I gotcha.
That's my brain.
Yeah, you want to be in cinema a little bit, you know.
What can I say? I'm currently watching the 1995 Highlander TV series in my free time. So
nice.
Oh god, I love
How's
that series.
Going?
It's not bad. It's got its good points, but it's 95. It's 1990s TV.
So I take it you've had your fill of Star Trek then?
I'm kind of bouncing in between watching Highlander and TNG or The Next Generation.
I didn't realize that you were starting with The Next Generation. That's the only Star Trek I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love that.
I'm not a fan of the Kirk stuff. I like the old school charm of it, but it's just not particularly interesting to me.
Yeah, it's interesting to me as an artifact, but I unapologetically actually enjoy The Next Generation.
Oh, I love Next Generation. That's perfect in my opinion.
Give me
I
fucking Picard. I fucking love him.
Picard and Riker any day of the week.
Absolutely. And fucking Will Wheaton.
Oh yes, all those little cameos.
Well, it's hilarious because I didn't. So full disclosure, I definitely did not watch The Next Generation when it was first on, but probably about 5-6 years ago or so, I decided just to give it an actual watch and see what all the hype is about. And 10 seasons of 1 hour long episodes later, I was fully engaged. Yeah, but I didn't realize that Will Wheaton's whole career has become a parody of that series because he was such a Mary Sue, which I can totally see. Wow, those things hate you.
Yeah, they are incredibly dangerous, so I probably should have had my shield up at that moment.
Yeah.
Much easier to deal with when you got the downward bounce strike.
Yeah, I imagine the whole game becomes a little bit easier to deal with.
Well, this game is pretty good about throwing you curveballs along, so once you think you've got it figured out.
The NES did love them some pogo stick mechanics, didn't they? I mean, really, all I can think of is this and DuckTales, but...
And Mario. To an extent.
Pogo mechanic?
Well, in Mario 3, you got a lot of air when you bounced on enemies' heads.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that was the first Mario that introduced that concept, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because Mario 1 and Lost Levels, you just there was a set amount that you bounced.
Yeah.
God, fuck those things.
Those are the worst.
Karate chop masters. Even though they're clearly throwing axes, I don't care. What? Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Well.
Yep. I am getting the downward strike soon, so.
What an unglamorous end to Link's adventure.
He steps on a slime.
Yeah. Here's the great hero who's going to save Hyrule. He fell into a pit of lava. What is that? Just red water?
I'd imagine Just tomato juice.
Tomato juice.
Well, we're in a cave. Of course, it's lava.
I mean, all of those things will kill you if you submerge yourself into them. So what's the difference? Karate chop master. Karate chop master. Fuck your life.
Okay. All right.
Fuck you. Nice. That's where you want to be. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Well, your shield is just cosmetic, isn't it?
Well, most shields.
I know it deflects
against axes.
The bullets. Okay, well,
there we go.
It's got to do something.
Excellent. All right, we got the hammer, so we can go ahead and start smashing boulders.
I really feel
instantly.
like Link shouldn't have had to descend into the depths of hell to get a hammer. You know?
Oh, it was the magic hammer.
No bullshit.
I think that's literally what it says in the instruction booklet.
There is nothing that magic hammer does that a hardware store, day of the deal buy. Deal of the day buy. I had to think about that for a second.
I think you're thinking of Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead buy. Won't also do.
Day of the Deal.
Day of the Deal.
That was a Donald Trump book, I think. Day of the Deal.
God, okay, I swear this is all the politics I'll give you this evening, but have you...
Oh, we'll get into more of it because I'm reading John Bolton's book, In the
good.
Room Where It Happened, and I love it. Have you read that?
No, you're going to have to tell me about it, but my only comment for the evening was, isn't it great to turn on the news, and even if it's bad news, it's still not news about Donald Trump causing some world-ending calamity. Like I've
been very refreshing.
I finally settled into just not seeing his fat orange face on the news, hearing his name and his speech on the radio every day.
Well, a lot less prevalent because he's like not on Twitter anymore, right?
Yeah, it's great. Like I honestly feel like the improvement in my blood pressure is less to do with my medication and more to do with the fact that I'm just, having entire days where I'm not thinking about the presidency of the United States,
Well, not out of the woods yet. I mean, he's got a decent chance at 2024.
Yeah, don't remind me. That's a problem for 2024, Chris, okay? This is 2021, Chris.
This is very true. This is true.
I'm going to show up and I'm going to vote for whatever turd the Democrats put in front of me, okay? I'm not going to apologize, but hello. What?
Right.
What was that?
Smash the boulder, and there was a little bonus item under it.
It looked more like just dew on the ground. But next thing I know, Link is descending a waterfall.
I like how I went through all this like it was the most natural thing in the world and explained nothing.
This is just what happens.
This is just what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with this.
You've never just been out for a walk and all of a sudden you discover the secret cave that increases your magic potency?
Well, I mean, that's what happened to Shigeru Miyamoto,
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Shigeru Miyamoto made like a pact with the devil.
Like a Jimi Hendrix thing?
Yeah, like Great and Mighty Beast Satan, I will give you my soul if every single fucking property I touch turns to gold. And I was like, alright, go for it. Create billions of games that children for generations will cherish. Go for it.
Right. He's just the Elon Musk of his time when it came to video games.
But that's the thing, though. He's not, like, pretentious or obnoxious. At least from what I know of the interviews I've seen of him. He doesn't seem to be, like, super full of himself. He's just, like, a happy Shigeru Miyamoto. He seems just like a happy Japanese like grandpa, with a great box of toys. He's got that kind of
Japan humility.
Yeah. Which is funny, because not every Japanese producer has that.
Yeah, this is very true.
I'm looking at you, Koji Igarashi.
I was gonna say that as well.
And whoever the guy is that makes the Dead or Alive games.
Or Keiji Ifune, so...
Which one is he?
Mega Man.
Mega Man. Well, he was great until he just decided, hey, I don't need this property that I lovingly crafted from the ground up in order to be successful. I'll just make the exact same game, slap a new name on it, and suck out all of the things that people loved about it.
Slight correction. I'm not 100% sure Ifune made Mega Man. I think he was just best known for producing it.
Oh, really?
Don't quote me on that. I think that's one of those things that's more complicated.
In a weird way, that actually makes Mighty Number 9 even more egregious, because then he's like blatantly stealing someone else's ideas and sucking the life out of them.
Didn't do it well. Yeah.
But
Boy,
and then of course there's the great the lamb that everyone loves to sacrifice, Hideo Kojima. But I really think his is less of an ego problem and more like that dude, like, he lives every moment of his life as though he is high on mushrooms, and he just wants to share that experience with you, the consumer.
He's a man full of ideas.
I don't think he has a malicious or, greedy bone in his body. I just think that, he's constantly living life in a state of tripping balls, and he has stories to tell as a result of it, Nice.
Okay, he's like a more tolerable version of Quentin Tarantino. Like, they're both masters of their craft, but Tarantino I can't stand, but I appreciate what he does. Hideo Kojima is kind of like the same thing for me to an extent. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Well, and the fun thing is, Tarantino, though, I can see why he's successful. His movies just aren't my jam. Whereas Kojima, though, like I said last episode, there's a couple of his games that I will still gobble up. I did enjoy Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards, though.
Well, one of the Tarantino problems is he just keeps making the same movie over and over again.
What other movies did he burn Hitler to death in?
Well, it's all the same thing. I mean, he just keeps remaking Pulp Fiction over and over again.
That is fair.
From Inglourious Bastards to Pulp Fiction to Midnight in Hollywood. I can't remember what was his last movie.
I'm not sure. I don't follow.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Is that right? I haven't even watched Pulp Fiction in a long time. Actually, I kind of want to revisit that one because I saw it
Hateful Eight. Yeah, I forgot
Hateful
about
Eight.
that.
Yeah.
I think he just
did he do 7?
Paying Samuel L. Jackson to say motherfucker.
Yeah,
because that's the commonality in all of his movies.
I'm dead. Was 7 a Tarantino movie?
7? That I can't tell you. Are you sure you're not confusing 7 with Hateful Eight?
Well, maybe that's why I'm thinking of it.
It was something number. Yeah.
No, 7 was a pretty. It was never mind.
That was the one with Cloud.
With Brad Pitt. Nice. Good
Him
count.
up into a corner.
What do we have here? Restore my health? No.
That's the medicine. I need that for the next town.
Ooh, so, hey, we got a chatter here. Swiss Twist says, the problem with Tarantino is that his movies just tend to be a collection of cool scenes barely threaded together, which don't quite make a whole... Yeah, that's true. Like, he has...
That is 100% true. Like, his scenes are beautiful. The stitching is like...
Right. Like, he would absolutely be the best director ever if, like, he could coherently connect a lot of, like, the cool, like, explosion and gunfights that he has in his head.
I didn't care about all the ultra-violence in... I mean, don't get me wrong. I love ultra-violence, but in proper doses. All the violence in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, didn't quite care for it, but the sets were great.
Yeah.
They were made sets too. It wasn't like 1,000 CGI developers working for a year to make them. So I appreciate the level of detail that he still brings to the craft.
Swiss Twist continues. He always gets awesome performances from his actors. Somehow he's really good at making his actors. Yeah, that's true.
He knows, unlike George Lucas, oh god, here I am talking like I know anything. He does know how to get the best performance and pair the right actor with the right part.
I have to remind myself that before Pulp Fiction, the thing that we knew John Travolta most for was Footloose, right? He brought John Travolta into the action scene.
Well, like a perfect misuse of that would be like having Samuel L. Jackson being a calm, composed Jedi in the Star Wars prequels, or when what was it? Robert De Niro when Al Pacino played the police detective in Heat. Like, you don't like seeing calm and collective Al Pacino. You want to see him high and batshit crazy.
I don't know. I still think Al Pacino's best role is Michael Corleone.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that point, but
that reminds me. Have you watched The Irishman yet?
I associate him more with Scarface, which
Okay.
I'm probably wrong because that wasn't his best role, but that's just what's ingrained
Well, but
in
it's
my head.
the one everyone. It's the one that's going to be on his tombstone when he dies. I know what you mean. But
valid point.
Have you watched The Irishman yet?
I did. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Okay, I thought he gave a stellar performance as Jimmy Hoffa.
I found it boring. It was a really good movie, but I didn't like it. Don't tell anyone.
The Godfather is overrated.
No, I love The Godfather.
Nick just starts whispering dark secrets about cinema.
I went into The Irishman waiting to be blown away after having watched Casino and Goodfellas, and I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of like Martin Scorsese getting the band back together, but they were all old.
Star Wars is derivative of old 20s comic book series. Oh, God. What's happening?
Look, I went into it with an open mind and an open heart, and it didn't do it for me. It was also 3 hours long, which I did break it into 3 1-hour viewings, but I don't know. It was just hard for me to see, what's his name? Joe Pesci just not look like Joe Pesci anymore.
Oh man!
Even with all the
I thought so my takeaway of that movie, it has its ups and downs, and overall I did enjoy it. But I thought the two highlights were Pacino and Pesci. Al Pacino, because he was kind of stepping back into that more eccentric side of Pacino that you see sometimes when he's given license to kind of unhinge a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of the great thing, because you could see Jimmy Hoffa smiling, and if you know the history of his disappearance and everything like that, yes, you can see where he's going, but Pacino is the vehicle to get you there, and I thought he did a great job of that. Now, Joe Pesci, though, as a character who, again, in history I know nothing about, I really feel like, he was able to lend you this, sinister grandpa kind of vibe, and maybe that's what that movie should have been called overall. Sinister Grandpas. Sinister Grandpas.
I think
but starring Joe Pesci.
I think and this was probably just a problem with me more or less, but the Jimmy Hoffa stuff, I know the history of all that, and that just wasn't very interesting to me, and I was kind of hoping the Jimmy Hoffa thing was just a 15-minute side story. No, that was
that was the central plot, yeah.
That was the central part of the movie, and I was hoping more of just gangster stuff, Goodfellas. But
sure.
I mean, I guess that's what it was. I said, it was well done.
It was the last hurrah. It was the last hurrah for the Goodfellas generation, and I was glad to see it.
Well, it literally rounded out the trilogy, so and it was a good movie. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, I think is the best way for me to cap that.
Okay.
Thank God we finally got the downward thrust.
Thank God. Wait, isn't that Lake Man?
Are you suggesting they had to reuse sprites?
No, that was just Lake Man. He showed up to give you some more wisdom.
This is his summer house.
Summer house. The basement. Oh, shit. Okay, so, yeah, it sounds like you and I have some movies to watch when you get down here.
We are watching Kill Squad.
I thought you were about to say Kill Switch. I'm like, aren't they a band? Alright, so where are we headed next year? I feel like we haven't been in a proper dungeon yet this episode.
Well, we kind of were in that little side quest thing. Next thing we need is the raft. Now we need to find our way into the third dungeon.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
All right, let's test her out. Let's test her out.
Immediately,
let's test her.
It's every attack.
There it is. Oh yeah, that's broken. I'll do.
All right, one of these graves is an entrance to something.
Man, in Hyrule, it doesn't matter what you believe. You're getting a Christian burial.
There's a lot of crucifixes.
Yeah, right.
And I guess the King of Hyrule died at some point and took all the apostrophes with him.
Rose again in glory, apparently, because, man, they really... We talked about this last episode, but...
Okay.
That is a boatload of crosses, though. Hyrule is a deeply Christian nation.
No Christian imagery.
Hyrule is practically a fucking theocracy.
Yeah, take all my XP, please.
Oh, they can take... Oh my god! That's horrible! That's fucking awful. Are you kidding me? That's a thing? Oh my god!
I'm just gonna try to get out of here.
Jiminy shit!
As long as we don't run into the big enemy, we should be fine.
Oh! What is this?
Alright,
my joke was gonna round out with Ganon isn't actually bad, he's just, like, you know, not that into his faith, and so... so he must go.
He's
like a Christmas and Easter kind of attendee. Swiss Twist. I'm gonna keep mispronouncing your name. My apologies. I guess there were just too many crosses in this one for Nintendo to remove. Yeah, it would have been just a big open field. Nintendo looked at it and were just like, fuck it.
Probably half true.
Sir, there's
literally hundreds of crosses, and it's not just one sprite.
Nope. Holy shit.
Okay, I clearly don't remember which is the secret entrance to Thunderdome.
They're gonna take a level from you. Crap. Give me life. Well, Nick, it looks like you're gonna have to pray at all of them. Do you want me to Google it for you?
The more crosses there are, the more powerful your prayer is, right?
That's how I assume it works, and I'm a pastor. Swiss Twist to the rescue here. It's straight down from the conspicuous grave. You found it. Thank you, Swiss Twist.
I'm so glad the one person in the world who wanted to see Legend of Zelda 2 tonight is in chat. That's awesome. I love that.
Excellent. Welcome
Because I really thought I was the only person in the world who enjoyed this game, so...
Nah, there's a niche for everything, Nick.
Oh, good. I used the wrong spell.
And now I've got nothing.
How many lives do I have? One.
But you also possess the mystical quick save key.
Alright, so I'm going to get myself murderized here so I can start the dungeon with 3 lives.
Quick question, what does the 4 by your sword mean?
Level 4 strength.
Ah, okay.
One thing I don't remember about the game was if you type in Zelda is your name at the start, if you started with all power or not, or if I'm just imagining that.
Oh, interesting. It's worth a try for a New Game Plus.
I'll have to check that at the end of the stream.
Swiss Twist says, I did love this game. It's funny how things pick up a bad reputation later. Yeah, so what we said last, when everyone used to love them, we basically just...
It's not that it was bad, it wasn't as good.
Right, and
much like it wasn't as good as 7 or 9
right.
Final Fantasy
for Metamucil. No, what we established last time was when a game is different from its, you know, kind of usual source material, people tend to equate that with being bad. At least as far as, like, classic games go, I can't really say that anymore because Breath of the Wild is about as different as you can get, and it's almost universally beloved, present company excluded.
And you know my opinions on it.
Well, and my opinion isn't much better. I enjoyed the game overall, but it didn't do it for me because of the lack of dungeons. It was a big old
package of fruity stripe gum, you know? Just that stick of gum is good for 5 seconds.
Says the guy who found everything in it.
Oh, yeah, I hate that game so much, I pumped 200 hours into it and got to 99.6%.
Nick overturned every rock in that game, expecting that next rock to be where the game gets good.
Well, what have I done with my life? Good lord, what have I done?
Well, I'm about to go down the Souls hole, so I'll let you...
The soul hole?
The soul hole.
I don't even... No, we're done with that, and that's not going to be the episode title either.
Okay, so we've got like 3 contenders for episode titles. There's Karate Chop Master, Sinister Grandpas, and Soul Hole. Cast your vote now.
Alright, we're going to make sure we got full health before we start this dungeon.
Probably a good idea.
You know, usually I have Twitch chat up in my other window, but I can't get to it, and what's playing right now is just GoldenEye.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you don't really have to worry about it, because you're the one playing the game. I only expect you to do that when I'm in charge. Or when I'm
Alright, here we go.
What is... Was that the Shredder? Okay. And did he just throw, like, a tomahawk at you?
He threw a mace that comes back to... What is the point of the shield? What does it block?
It does nothing.
I really thought.
So let's explore this a little bit here. I mean, here is
drumstick at
Oroku Saki, right? The fucking shredder. And he's got maces that he has found a way to boomerang to himself. And there's Skeletor. This is just like the Hall of 90s cartoon villains.
All skeletons are not Skeletor.
That one is, though. Look at his fucking
No,
face.
that's a skeleton-like mask helmet.
Skeleton-like
thing.
mask. Whoop!
Skeleton-like mask. That's like...
I'm gonna stab
you. My brother told me something interesting yesterday. Did you know that there's enough bones inside of the average human to make a full skeleton?
You don't say. Is that something that like we should rephrase, or did that just go over my head a little bit?
It's a technically true statement.
Yes. Oh my god. I made fun of them and the way they dance around like assholes, but boy, if they
once you're off the level surface, all of a sudden it ain't funny anymore.
Swiss twist, prove it. Oh god.
That's that would be a challenge to issue to
open up your skin and show us, Nick. Come on.
What was the antagonist from Devil in the White City who killed all of his victims and then sold all the bodies to an articulator so that they could make medical...
H.H. Gregg? H.H. Holmes.
H.H. Holmes. No.
H.H. Gregg.
Yeah, H.H. Holmes, yeah.
Turns out the guy who founded H.H. Gregg was a real asshole. That is the Shredder, though. I'm sorry.
The Shredder's art design was originally based off of a cheese grater.
I believe that.
And voiced by the man who did the uncle in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Really?
Wait, you don't know that?
No. I mean, I don't know a whole lot of trivia from my favorite childhood cartoons. I just enjoyed them for what they were.
You spent your life doing practical things. Unlike me.
Nick was bored to do this low-rent YouTube series. Oh god.
I had nothing else going on.
No!
Hey, I'm still alive.
How?
Technically.
Why aren't you healing? Because you can't heal. Or can you?
No. The higher your magic level goes up, the more you can, the less your spells cost.
Oh, okay.
We're only at level 5 right now, so...
I figured that was like halfway through.
Oh, good lord, why did I not use jump? Maybe there's some life-saving antibiotics over here.
Yes, please. Oh my god, no. This game wants you dead so bad. Oh.
Okay, there's here.
Oh no!
Oh, there's one of these guys.
Oh no! No! Oh! Here,
I like how he's got
the
Caesar coming out of his ankle.
Yeah. I wish I could do that.
I don't. I'm sure it comes at a terrible price. Watch how I no-hit him.
What? Where did that... Why did it just burst into flames? Oh, cool. That's a key. That's a key.
Jump right on the fire, Nick.
Like you do sometimes.
So, I like that the knights in this game are called the Iron Knuckle, but the knights in the first Zelda are called Dark Nut.
Dark Nut.
Yeah, I couldn't get that through my head for the longest time.
Is this just one of those cases where they really meant to say Dark Knight and they just ran out of text space?
Maybe they try to make it like more kid-friendly.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight instead of...
He's just a zany guy, but don't get too close to him. Don't look at him wrong. I mean, he's funny, but he's not like ha-ha funny.
They went back to calling him Dark Nut, I think, back in for Wind Waker. When they made their next appearance, yeah.
I loved me some Wind Waker.
Wind Waker was good, great, and I don't know. Depends on when you're asking me. It gave me like some great vibes I had as far as exploration goes that I haven't had since Morrowind.
So some days Nick gets out of bed and his first thought is, God, I love fucking Wind Waker. Other days he's like, no, screw that game and screw the people who made it.
It's one of those things where it's like, well, do I appreciate the game overall or just the exploration? Because it did some things better than others. God bless America.
I think that's probably why it's still my favorite 3D Zelda, is just because I am a nut for a good exploration-based open world.
Well, this is going to get nasty real quick.
Yep. Also, that's the other thing that pisses me off. Everybody's, like, giving Breath of the Wild all the credit, like, oh, it invented open world Zelda. No, it fucking didn't. Wind Waker did it.
Twilight's one of the best-selling series of all time, so maybe general opinion isn't the best guide.
I know, but I mean, just realistically, though, like, Wind Waker did a similar-sized world. Granted, most of it was water. But similar-sized world, freaking, like, 14 years earlier.
Gimmick. And that was that game's gimmick, was water and sailing.
Yeah. But it was a good gimmick. I enjoyed it. I mean, the only part where I am in agreement with the rest of the world that it got a little tedious was at the end when you were looking for the Triforce pieces. But even then, like, it was basically just leaning on... It was giving you another chance to, like, crack open the giant world they created before you went into the final act. And so,
yes,
for what it was, I didn't mind it.
Okay.
There we go.
Boy, sure are throwing a lot of keys at me.
Oh, this is a dungeon. Dear God.
Oh, I forgot how much damage they take.
My fucking
out
eyes! So,
this is about the part where I fall into the lava.
So we were talking a bit about Souls games, and I gotta tell you, Demon's Souls ended up not being at all what I expected it to be. I loved it overall. I mean, it was an excellent
I had a
game.
feeling that if you ever gave that game another chance, you probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, like, basically just devoting myself to knuckling down and learning it. Not only did it pay off, but it was a surprisingly emotional experience for a game whose entire dialogue could probably be fit on the back of a napkin. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was surprising. Oh, God, no.
That don't look so good. That don't look so good. Why is he blue?
Because he's the worst of the worst.
He's the dirty knuckle. He's the stinky pinky. Oh.
I really should try to block some of these. Oh, God, he's still alive.
You can cast life. And then he won't be. Do you think you can go through him into the item you need here?
Magic missile.
Magic missile. No!
My God, I was right there. Oh, great. Now Ganon returns.
Mystical quick save? Well, I guess it's too late now, but... Well... Nicely done. Now,
this isn't...
How far back is this? Do we have the hammer?
Huh.
Swiss twist with the save here. Some years ago, I went back to play Wind Waker again, and I couldn't do it because the controls were so wrong now, and you can't remember. You know, I do find that with PS2 and GameCube era games. I think the Y-axis is reversed, so I couldn't muster the patience to remember the pre-DualShock world. Yeah, like, for instance, I can't play the original FF12 on PS2 anymore because you have no option to fix the camera controls.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of sympathize with what he's saying. That being said, though, I think the Wii U version of Wind Waker is, you know, legitimately better, and because you have free control of the camera.
So, I just realized I didn't make a quick save before the dungeon.
Is this going to be one of these things where we're going to next time on Play the Hits and mystically show up right at that door that you died at?
Oh, God. Sounds about right.
Well, Nick, I had 45 minutes of fun, so now you get to have 45 minutes of no fun, and next time we get together, maybe we'll be able to beat that Blue Knight. Because we are way back here. We're down a heart.
45 minutes back, Chris.
Oh, I mean, for this game, that's way back. We don't even have the downward slash yet.
It shouldn't have one save slot. I'm just saying.
Come on, Nintendo. Or come on, emulator people.
It's come on me, I guess, but... It was my goof. My screw-up.
Did you ever watch the episode of Super Mario World with me and Max where we were playing on the Switch, and I created a save state, and then like an hour-long episode later, immediately proceeded to save right over it. And they even give you 4 of them, and it was just gross negligence.
No, but I've absolutely been there. I think I did that with, interestingly enough, what is the third game in the Quintet trilogy?
What? Remind me of what you're talking about here. The Quintet trilogy.
Quintet was the company that made Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia.
Oh, okay. And yes, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Terranigma.
Terranigma, thank you. It was bothering me.
Quintet. Why do I not remember that?
Yeah, that was the name of the company that made it. Quintet, I believe.
I was thinking it was. Well, I've got it sitting right here on my shelf. Enix. Wasn't it Enix? Or maybe Enix just brought it into the West.
That valid question for which I do not have an answer for, unfortunately.
Anywho. All right, well, Nick, this has been a delight. May God have mercy on your soul.
Why, you know it.
And maybe I will actually give Dark Souls 3 a purchase and let you know what I think. But for right now, I'm still riding high on Demon Souls. I love that they just kind of deposit you into a second playthrough without really asking your permission.
Yeah, the game doesn't hold your hand in any capacity whatsoever.
Even at the ending, yeah.
The game seems to display an active contempt for you, if anything.
But, you know, like, so the order that I did it in, I kind of jumped around the first 4 worlds, but saved World 5 for the end. So the last boss I faced was, what's her name? The priestess lady who took on the plague.
Lady Estrella.
Yes, Lady Estrella. And, you know, I was geared for, okay, so this is World 5, you know, probably...
World 5 is the worst.
Yeah, World 5 Archdemon. This is going to be big. And then, you know, I beat her bodyguard. And I'm like, okay, so I'm already weakened, but here we go. And, oh my god. Like, just like what you kind of pick up from the environment, the fact that she's not a conventional demon, but took on demonhood in order to rid this area of the plague, and now here you are to kill her.
Yep.
Just, that hit me in a strangely profound way.
Yep, that's why a lot of people say she's the worst boss out of all of them.
Yeah, oh my god, because she wrecks your shit. And then after that, I'm like, okay, well, gloves are coming off now. It's time to fight the old one. The old one's going down. And then they give you this like big lumbering monster, and you descend into the depths of its bowels, and then you find not the false king, the true king, right?
The true king in all reality, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just a puddle of fucking flesh.
So now I gotta ask, how did the King Allant boss fight go for you?
I cheesed him. I got pretty decent with a bow and arrow, and so like I just stood across the arena.
A lot of time to use a bow and arrow, though.
He gave me enough that like I said, I got good at dodging. I was never good at like the perfect parry.
Sure.
So my tactic about halfway through the game switched to let's get good at the bow and arrow and just keep a healthy amount of distance between me and the enemy so that I actually have time to react. So yeah. he wasn't too bad. Strangely enough, I think the hardest boss fight for me, because I was still overall like getting used to the game and its mechanics, was actually the fucking spider.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I guess to each their own, of course, but that's weird.
I'm pretty sure, like, if I were to fight him now, like, with a full working knowledge of, like, how that game mechanically plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, there, I was just, like, getting up in his nuts and, like, you know, not paying attention to his cues and everything, and it took me quite a few tries to kill him. To the point where, like, I actually had to put the game down for, like, 3 or 4 days and come back to it. That was the only spot in that game where I had to do that. All right, Nick. Next time on Play the Hits,
I'll give it up.
It's going to be Link's actual revenge now. This will be
good.
It
truly will become Link's revenge
on the Funky Knuckle.
Yeah, you know, you said what Metal Gear should we play? You never said anything about Metal Gear 1.
No, I guess I did.
I said NES.
Oh, Metal Gear 1.
Yeah, I didn't know. Nobody said solid, Chris. No one said solid.
Okay, I may be dreaming up this memory, but did I purchase the NES cartridge for you from a used game store? And then we played it together right up until, like, the spot 5 minutes in where the guy screams out, "I feel asleep."
I feel asleep.
Am I remembering that right?
I purchased it, and we were just kind of playing through it until it became unpalatably boring, because it was so far ahead of its time.
Yeah. I love that part at the beginning where you jump out of the helicopter, you go to the first enemy, and he just fucking announces to the whole jungle, "I feel asleep!"
Well, because he had an exclamation mark at the end of his sentence.
Multiple, and it was all caps. So I can only imagine that this guy's just out there alone at his guard post yelling into the trees, "I feel asleep."
I mean, I don't know about you, but that's how I get to sleep.
Every night before Nick tunes out, "I feel asleep!"
Scares the hell out of the dogs. Immediately jump out of the bed and run away.
But damn it if Nick doesn't get a perfect 8 hours every night. All right, buddy. This is where we've got to kill this episode.
We're done for real. All right. Well, it's been delightful up until the failure to save my progress.
Funky knuckle, yeah. Well, we'll see you next time, buddy.